Hello guys, how is everyone? Today the topic is Germany under Hansi Flick. So, have you watched any matches of Germany under Hansi Flick?
Not after the World Cup, but yeah, during the World Cup, I did watch Germany and that basically it was,
Yeah. Uh, so, what did you think about Germany under Low and Germany under Hansi Flick?
uh, uh, Germany under low was actually quite a nightmarish kind of thing for me because I'm a Messi fan. The
Mm-hmm.
2014 World Cup was memorable for all the wrong reasons for me.
Yeah.
But okay, let's let's go back to 2010. 2010, Germany had a rather strong team. They had like really good experienced players as well as good youngsters who were incoming.
Hmm.
And fast forward to 2014, all of these incoming players at that time in 2010, they are now in their prime,
True.
like Mesut Ozil, Andre Schuler, even Mario Bozza, all of this, Jerome Boateng, all of these players have been in their prime in 2014.
Hmm.
And all the veterans,
Hmm.
Sami Khedira, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Philipp Lahm, Manuel Neuer, all of these players, they were ready for one last push, they were
Hmm.
ready to go that extra mile to give it their all in their last world. Not for Neuer, of course. Uh, Neuer was not a veteran at the time. Anyways, so the team was in a very, very good shape, in my opinion. They had
Hmm.
depth in various positions. They had lethal players up front. They had Miroslav Klose, Thomas Müller, who was possibly in his prime at that time. Uh, Müller is
Mario Gom.
one of those players who has been in a prime for so long that you can't specify a point and say that like it's their prime. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Müller was playing very good. Mario Götze was doing snuff off the bench. Andres Schuller was very good.
Hmm.
Philipp Lahm, Bastian Schweinsteiger, all of these players, they were really, really good for Germany at one time.
Hmm.
I felt like under Hansi Flick, there has been uh, there has been no outlet for Hansi Flick. There has been no goal scoring
True.
player for him.
Hmm.
No natural number nine. The only nines he had in the World Cup were I think Mukoko, I think,
Yeah.
and
Fulkrug.
Fulkrug. Fulkrug was before the World Cup. No one even knew him.
True.
Let's be honest here. So
Hmm.
he couldn't rely on his striker to score goals for him. And
Hmm.
I felt like that was the difference. One of the biggest differences between 2014 Germany and 2022 Germany. Uh, and there are obviously other things like tactics and all. Uh, the thing with Lowe is he knows his team very well. He
Hmm.
knows who plays how, and he sticks to his ideology. He's not that
Hmm.
kind of coach who likes to experiment a lot. So the players knew what to do. Whenever they were coming onto the field, they knew what to do. Then they knew where to be at what particular time. And ultimately, we have seen what Germany did. They won the World Cup in 2014,
Hmm.
and then after like 2 3 years, even Lowe started uh, not concentrating as much on tactics. You could say it happens, right? Once you won the biggest trophy there is, you tend to take a break. You tend to rest. You tend to slack
Hmm.
a little. And that's
Hmm.
what has happened for Germany,
Hmm.
uh, especially the coaching side. Flick
Yeah.
is an amazing manager. We have seen what he can do.
Hmm.
I think that is very much what's the word? Uh, I lost for words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to the right team.
Hmm.
Uh, he can't do it for a national team, in my opinion.
Hmm.
They are restricted to a club level. His ideology is very much restricted to club level because he relies on the players understanding where to be at all times. So he
Hmm.
needs more time with his players. He needs to build a kind of relation with his players. He
Okay.
needs to train them really, really well and hold them to do what he wants them to do.
Hmm.
Instead of making the players, allowing the players do what they do best and picking the team like that. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, yeah, true.
There's a difference between building a team around your ideology and building an ideology according to the team.
Hmm.
I think Flick is
Yeah.
very good at the first one and not very good at the second.
Hmm. Yeah, so in my opinion, the problems with German national team is multifold. First, let's come to the scouting part of the German national team. It's their responsibility after the exit of Miroslav Klose to actually identify a striker material and develop him. So they haven't done that, and I I completely don't have the understanding of how these national team and club level scouts work, but there's some both depend on each other. Like the German national team can appoint their own scouts and can suggest few clubs to take these players in and train them. So that's a very basic understanding of it. And yeah, coming to Hansi Flick, see, having me and Suhas in your defense, you can play a particular style of football. Having my grandmother in your defense, you can't play such kind of football. The problem with Hansi Flick is he can't adapt. He's not adaptable. He plays the same football with my grandmother in his defense. He plays the same football with me in my defense, in the defense. So yeah, I mean, if you look at Bayern Munich under Hansi Flick, the 2020 Bayern Munich, he had a
Centre back pairing, right?
sorry.
Central is brand. Imagine that centre back pairing.
Yeah.
And
Sorry. So yeah, he had a wonderful ball carrier and ball distributor in David Alaba. He had a destroyer kind of player in Jerome Boateng. So as is kind of stuck. Yeah. He had a very pacey left back in Alfonso Davies who destroyed Nelson Semedo and sent him to Wolves. Yeah, and Benjamin Pavard a decent right back, a defensive right back, I'd say. Now just look at this Germany. Rudiger, who is a very good in the destroyer role, but not a good ball carrier or distributor, and you're relying on him to build up the ball, to play long passes. See, this is where the entire thing falls apart because German national team doesn't have a ball distributor. That's why Hansi Flick tried playing Emre Can in the defense, which uh, totally backfired. Yeah, and they have Nick Schlotterbeck who has been shitting recently. I don't know what this fit. Why does he keep going with that West Ham defender, bro? What's his name? I don't remember.
Ferrer.
Kerrer, yeah, Tilo Kerrer. I don't understand the point of playing Kerrer in defense. One thing I'm really angry at Flick about is, see, these are friendly matches. No one expects you, everyone expects you to kind of experiment in this. But you have to call up young players to these friendlies. You can't go up with your A squad and actually give reasons as to why you did not win. I'd understand if you had played Adiemi, um, someone
Oh,
like Bella Kochap, yeah, Pascal Gross should be called up, who we have Undav, then Wirtz, Musiala, entire young squad, Shade. But you had a very great squad. You called up all the A squad players and you played that team. There cannot be an excuse as to why you lost against Colombia and Poland. That's just not it. So yeah, and this is my opinion on Hansi Flick's football. What do you think, So, has anything to add to this?
yeah. Like I said, it's not as simple as uh, saying this player from that nation into German national team. It's not how it works, right? You work with what you have. So I think it's important that we tries to understand that. I mean, instead of Yeah, his lineups have been very experimental. Even in the World Cup also we have seen his lineups have been like kind of dodgy,
Yeah.
weird to see Germany like that on it.
Hmm.
So I think he has to understand that it's not as simple as uh,
True.
imposing his football on the national team, and instead trying to adapt to the national team and what they
Yeah.
have to offer.
Hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And let's get into the players part of it. Players like Kai Havertz, Leroy Sané, Timo Werner, Tilo Kerrer, Emre Can. Who else? Suas, you have any other names? Kevin Trapp. See, the problem with I don't have a problem with Chan playing. I think Chan should actually play. He's a very good player, but he has to start in the sixth position. Chan at six, Kimmich at eight. Chan at centre back just does not work, guys. He's very old. I think he does not have the pace to keep up with the attacking forwards.
Also, a bit too aggressive.
Sorry,
It's like you're losing out in two ways. By playing Emre Can centre back, you're losing out in two ways because
who?
he's not a very good centre back, and his passing skills and his basic skills that help him in the middle of the field,
Hmm,
those those are at a loss as well. Because he's
hmm,
not playing in the position anymore.
yeah,
He'd be like perfect alongside Kimmich because we know that Kimmich is not the best when it comes to defending
defense. Yeah,
anymore. He used to do.
hmm,
He's not anymore. But he's an excellent ball carrier. So
yeah,
knowing that he has every chance to cover for him, it's easier for him and to move forward, to drive forward with the ball, to just do what he does best.
yeah,
And there's not another player that can do that. You may say Goretzka, but Goretzka is a shadow of his former self. He's not himself anymore. Look at Schmelzer praying to God that Goretzka somehow changes nationality to different nation.
Uh, Bhayan should sell Goretzka. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely garbage of a player. What does he provide to a national team or his team at Bayern? Nothing. His bullshit short passes. Anybody can do that. Even I can do that. Yeah, maybe muscularity a bit. Yeah. So, has any player that you would like to see uh, to get called up to the German national team?
Yeah. His,
Sorry,
his game is not as gross like his name says.
Pascal Gross. Yeah.
Pascal Gross. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like Pascal Gross, Undov,
He's
Mecha, Schade, all these
he's a
players.
very, very underrated player.
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen him play in a German shirt,
Never. He never got
and that's
called up
something
actually.
to. But I feel like it's because he plays in the Premier League and not for a top six club. You
Hmm.
see how even players players who play in the Bundesliga, even if they're like in the second half of the table, even if their team plays in the second half of the table, there are
Hmm.
players who get selected to the German national team. That's not
Yeah.
the case with players who play in really, really good teams, but really, really good in the Premier League.
Hmm.
Yeah, it obviously comes down to bad scouting. That's always a root problem. It's not the lack of quality; it's lack of recognition of that quality. Sorry.
And I
Uh,
don't understand the point of Hansi Flick attending each and every game, like to watch players. I don't understand the point of it. Like, you are just you're just getting a free ticket. That's it. Maybe free beer and all in the stadium. You're not calling up decent players, right? Young players to give them chances. Then what's the point of it? Yeah, continue.
I'd also like to see Adeyemi play more. Bro,
Yes.
I seriously feel like Florian Wirtz hasn't been used as much as he should be.
Yeah.
Very, very good player. Very classy
Hmm.
player. He's
Yeah.
way too good, bro.
Hmm.
Barca were linked to him like the last season and even this season. And we can barely afford to pay our own players' wages. So I don't think he's coming to Barcelona.
Yeah. Uh, I
Even
want to see. I want to see a squad of like front three of uh, Adeyemi, Fulkrug, and Gnabry at the upcoming matches in September. Bro, look at how Sane has. Sane is so bad that I started to think that Gnabry is a better player now. That's how bad Sane is. Nothing, zero involvement in the game, and you have two such players. You have Sane and you have Havertz, who are like just dead on the pitch. I don't know why they're even playing football. I think they think it's something leisure they do in leisure time, but that's not how football works, right? If we
yeah,
get off work at 6 and then decide to play 7, I am sure we play much better than how these motherfuckers do right now. Yeah, there's just no intent.
we
There's just no intent in. Uh, okay, I think Suhas is missing my grandmother jokes. Even my grandmother plays better than Kai Havertz in midfield.
think players should either obviously their personal lives are going to affect the way they play.
Hmm,
It also comes down to the coach to realize who is lacking in his roster of players personally as well. Because, like I said, whatever happens in your life, it reflects on the pitch. Uh,
hmm,
so not just something you play with your body; it's something that you play with your mind as well. So all of that combines and that reflects onto the pitch. So if you're not having a happy life, I could say it's very likely that you won't play well on the pitch. I think Shankar is falling asleep.
no,
Pretty
no.
sorry to leave it.
Yeah, go on.
So
Hmm,
yeah, players should have that hunger. They should play for the bats. They should play for the teams.
hmm. And yeah, all right, you guys are stuck with me. So let's talk about Goretzka a bit. Baldretska, Muzzleretska, Goretzka Kattu. Yeah. So as you want to continue, or should I continue with Goretzka
What about the rest?
about his bullshit game? Yeah. So,
I
uh,
remember a few seasons
you
back, before Goretzka signed, he was playing for Schalke, right?
yeah, yeah.
Barcelona was extremely interested in Goretzka.
Hmm,
He was this strong little kid who was like 6'2" or something, who
hmm,
was playing really well in that midfield of Schalke. And
true.
then there was this Bayern page that I used to follow, who was like, Goretzka is the absolute solution to every problem Bayern has. You sign Goretzka, Bayern, and I swear to you, world hunger is going to get resolved. That's that's kind of not really guys. That's
I
kind
don't
of what that post.
I don't know about world hunger, but I'm sure Bayern players are pretty much left hungry every day because this motherfucker is eating all their food. Yeah.
So Goretzka is not a bad player. He's just one of doing it Bayern. You keep winning the league title every season. You have a lot of success,
Hmm,
but not everyone wants continued success. There are players who are like, I've done enough for my career,
hmm.
and
True.
I think Goretzka is turning out to be one of those players.
Hmm.
See, you have
I
to
can. I,
want to win, even if you have won everything.
hmm, true.
That's
I can see Goretzka is trying to improve. Like he never played a long ball in his life so far. But in the recent Germany versus Colombia match, he was trying to do that. He is trying to establish himself as the six that Bayern currently needs. So that is something I appreciate, but you have to do that quickly, because Bayern are on the market looking for a six. They have Calvin Phillips on their short list. They have some Sangare on their short list. Amrabat, players of the
That is a really good.
yeah, yeah, PSV. So yeah, uh, I hope we sell Goretzka, because I don't think he fits into our system in the two double pivot system. Maybe in where Liverpool, Manchester United, not Manchester United, Manchester United plays similar football, similar to Bayern Munich. Maybe at Liverpool, as they play with the 4-3-3 formation, in which you kind of start with three midfielders. In that case, Goretzka will be really useful.
Actually, United this season are playing uh, some other time, some
Hmm.
other time.
Okay.
United some other.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah. So Hansi Flick was. You think should he be sacked? He should.
I
What about?
think it's important to give one time to just prove themselves.
Hmm.
These days, every team wants instant success.
What?
If you look at instant success,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you look at Scaloni for Argentina, so nearly 2 seasons he didn't win anything.
Hmm.
And then in the third season, he won the Copa America, and then he won the Finalissima. And then the next in the same season, so was it the next season? Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
same
Just
year,
next
but
season.
a different season.
Hmm.
He won the World Cup with Argentina. So you need to give. You know, my eyes are like
Yeah. My bad.
so. I think it's important to give anyone time, be it player or be it a coach,
Hmm.
because nothing. There's no such thing as a quick fix in football, right? If you want to build something for the future, you need
Hmm.
to allow the coach to do his thing, allow him to find his players, find his core. Every team has a core, right?
Hmm.
Uh, and as long as the core is solid and can run for a few years, maybe 4 or 5 years, then the team will see success in those 4 or 5 years. So I think it's important to give Flick some time because we know he's a quality manager. He's not like one of those who can I take Jesse March kind of coaches. We know he's
Yeah.
good, so I think he should be having like
Yeah. But my point is, you have to see progress, right? Like, if your national team is at this level, then they have to go to at least this level. There should be gradual like progress, right? In the team, there isn't that under Hansi Flick. I see a team being at this and then falling to this after the World Cup, and not actually climbing a
the
step
team
or
was
something.
the team was never at this in the World Cup. During the World Cup, let's be honest. On paper, Germany was a really strong team, but
Hmm.
that did not reflect onto the pitch. On the pitch, they were really bad. That's
At
the
least
best way
few
to put it.
players were good, right? Like Musiala destroyed
Musiala
Japan, and
was really, really
yeah,
good for Germany.
yeah.
Very good.
Uh,
After
and Neuer was decent. Then we had Fulkrug. Fulkrug was really good. See, the point is, why is he going with Havertz at 9 when you have Fulkrug? Havertz?
I know you hate Havertz, but Havertz is actually a decent player. He's very good. Which,
No, no, no.
yeah, I know
See,
he misses a
he's
lot of
shit.
chances, but um, he's good.
See,
That's
the
just
only reason
blind hate
the
for this.
the only reason why I think he's going with Havertz is he is counting on those behind the line balls by Rodiger to for the Havertz to actually chase and bury it into the net, and that never happened, not once during these games.
Problem is Havertz is not the nine. Alagani, in the same way, he's not a 10 either. He's like in between a 9 and a 10.
Havertz is not
So,
a 9, Havertz
it,
is not a 10, Havertz is shit. That's what Suhas wanted to say. Yeah. Uh, and I really beg Bayern to sell Leroy Sané and sign Bernardo Silva, who's currently available in the market. Please. Enough of
but
Sane ball.
makes Sane punch Leroy Sane so hard that he goes out of the club.
Yeah. Uh, Maybe some clubs like PSG will be interested, but please, enough of Sanibal. We have given him so long, but he hasn't delivered. Like there are few instances where his burst of pace actually came to play and he scored, but there aren't many. The sample size is too short to select from.
It's also important to note that he's a very one-dimensional player. Leroy
True,
Sané,
true.
if you take pace out of his game, I don't think he has much to offer. Yeah, he
Hmm.
can strike the ball really well. He's very good at free kicks, but I think you need more, right?
Yeah.
A team decides to sit back very deep.
Hmm.
You can't utilize that pace.
Hmm.
So against teams that like to keep the ball, like to push front into the opposition's half with their centre backs. Against those type of teams, I can totally see Kimmich finding a beautiful ball for Leroy Sané and him just sprinting beyond everyone and scoring. That's not
Yeah.
the case, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Against Bayern especially, not many teams would like to do that.
Hmm.
So I think teams have figured out that Sané's pace is his biggest asset, and without being able to utilize that is not much use to the team.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Uh, I really love the word you used. One dimensional player, which exactly describes Leroy Sané. He always, whenever he's playing on the right wing, he always looks to cut in, which is like so clear that the defenders usually expect it and they always defend him. So that's how predictable he is. And it has been 3 years since he joined Bayern, and every year he keeps saying that he wants to improve his weaker foot, but that never happened. Yeah, so just let him go, guys. We can't tolerate
Santos
this.
grandma has a better
Better
way.
right foot, guys. Yeah.
Anything
So,
else?
yeah. Actually, a German national team player, Ilkay Gundogan, just signed for Barcelona. Congrats to us.
Signed
Congrats.
like uh, so the news he did, but he hasn't been registered yet. So there's always that when it comes to Barcelona. You can't celebrate. It's too soon to celebrate, right?
Hmm.
And now they're looking to sign some player from Fenerbahce, was it? Yeah, there's some ruler something. His name is something. The youngster
These guys can't.
he's supposed to be with.
Let's get some facts straight. These guy can't. These guys can't sign register free transfer players, but they want Kimmich right now, and they're offering 70 million apparently. This is so bullshit news.
Bro, the Philippines faded out, right? Like
No, no, bro. I'm
I
telling you,
think it was
there's this page called Managing Barca, and people have figured out that an Indian manages that page. So every time some news regarding Kimmich comes out, they you know uh, they scold. I should say they curse all Indians together. These Indians are like this. Ansh Mangala is like this. Such a bad name for us,
I
bro.
think uh, it's going to say something. You just distracted me to it.
Ansh Mangala something.
So, what's your conclusion, Sankan? How is the future looking for Germany? is going to happen.
Really, really bad. And also, given that 2024 Euros will be held in Germany, I see nothing but embarrassment at Euros. The fact that we got qualified just because we're the host nation is like a relief to all the Germany fans, but I don't think they're gonna go any further actually. And at the World Cup next World Cup, I think another group stage exit is imminent.
I think Germany has a solid foundation to build on for the next World Cup. Obviously, for the Euros, it's not simple as snap your fingers and you have your dream team, but they have a good foundation. You know, by the time the next World Cup starts, Simic will obviously be in the twilight of his career in 2023. Uh,
Sorry,
but
he'll be
there are
30
players like,
or 31. Yeah,
how old is Simic? Isn't he
Kimmich is
29?
28 right now.
Yeah, so he'll be 31.
Hmm.
He'll
Yeah.
be in his early 30s. Let's put it that way because we don't know the exact number. But there are players like Musiala, who has been the only bright spot in Germany's World Cup 2022. And then
Hmm.
there's players like DME, there's Mukoko. If
Hmm.
he is legally 18, I think he can be a really, really good player for
Hmm.
Germany. And then
Yeah.
there's DME and there's Florian Wirtz, even Nico Schlotterbeck. I really rate Schlotterbeck. Uh, I know his form has diminished a lot. I think he's decent. He's one of those players who can grow, right? It's not like a rough patch and you can no longer play for Germany.
Hmm.
So I think they have a good foundation that they can build a team around. But it's important to give them that experience. You have to build for the future instead of concentrating on the now. If you know your
True.
score this time, you
Hmm.
are supposed to build for the next challenge, right?
Hmm.
So I think they need to be given the experience of playing for Germany on a big stage,
Yeah.
which Spain does really, really well because if you look at Spain, Pedri is a starter, Gavi is a starter.
Midri
There's other
Gavi.
Ansu Fati plays.
Hmm.
What's his name? Ferran Torres plays regularly. But they
Yeah.
don't have that striker. Alvaro Morata still plays.
Some
That's the
new
difference there.
defender. Some I
Now
saw some.
Torres,
No, no.
Lenormand, the French guy who moved
Hmm.
on to Spain,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's
who
Laporte,
you were
right?
talking about. Laporte and this guy as well.
Okay.
His name is Lenormand. I don't speak French, so don't destroy me in the comments for that.
Yeah.
How Torres. Even Balde played for
True.
Spain, so
Yeah, yeah. He played in
that's
the
how
World Cup.
we said approaches experience. Like
Yeah.
gives the youngsters chances. He knows
Hmm.
with the squad he had at his disposal, couldn't
Hmm.
have won the World Cup that season. He couldn't have gone very far. But still,
Hmm.
it was impressive that they went that far. They were beaten by Croatia, I think.
Oh,
Was it?
Spain?
No,
Spain actually
Spain.
won.
Who knocked? Spain and Germany were in the
Okay, okay.
same
You were
group.
talking about that. I think Morocco knocked them out.
Yeah, on penalties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Spain had a decent uh, tournament, but in the next World Cup, it's going to be really good because all of these players are going to be in their prime.
Hmm.
So I think that's going to help Spain. In the same way, I think it's important that Hansi Flick sees that youngsters are the solution
Hmm.
instead of introducing another 29-year-old player into the team, like
Yeah.
he did with Fulkrug.
Hmm.
I think he should concentrate on giving game time to Adeyemi and Mukoko, who can play in that striker group.
So
That's
as
about it from me on this
yeah, let's just
process.
quickly do this. Your Germany starting 11. I'll share my screen. We'll quickly like wrap it up in 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes.
ఇలాంటివన్నీ ఉన్నప్పుడు యూ షుడ్ విట్నెస్ మీ బిఫోర్.
Come on, you know the current Germany side, so I think you can do this. Yeah. So let's start from goalkeeper first.
I'm expecting you. I'm thinking that you're expecting me to say Manuel
Okay.
Neuer.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Moving on.
Left
Right back.
back, in- right back.
Hmm.
I don't really know much about German right backs. Are we talking about right now or are we talking about future?
Right now.
Ah, right now, I don't think Germany has a good enough right back, bro.
Benjamin Hendricks. What about him?
I have no idea who that guy is. I really don't. I'm not
He
sorry.
plays for RB Leipzig, so I think he's a very good prospect.
But let's say Benjamin Mendes,
Maybe
just
let's
for
just
the
say
sake of
maybe
it.
they'll go with Nicholas Sula at right back.
In case they decide to shift to a back three, I
Yeah, yeah,
think they may.
yeah. So right center
Uh,
back.
but I can't think of anyone else other than Hammers, to be honest.
Rudiger.
I'd say, bro, Rudiger, I don't think in my mind, in my system in which I want Germany to play, Rudiger would be the best option. And if Rudiger is playing, you need someone else to take all that credit, all that distributing, uh, what's it called, role. Someone to take that role of ball distributor from them. I think there's
Okay.
no player better than Hummels at doing that for Germany. And if Hummels has retired,
Hmm.
I definitely say, did Hummels retire from national team?
No, not yet. But let's just think of him as he's retired. Now, go on. No more Hummels.
Short of it. Short of it.
He'd be a good left center back. Bro, I don't know spelling. Let's just say Nico
Okay.
Schlotterbeck, right? Nico.
Uh,
Could be
I
Nico
really
Kovac
don't want
also,
to
guys. You
play
never know.
Rudiger.
Right center
Yeah,
back.
right center back. Yeah, let's go with Rudiger. I don't think they have better options. They do have
Okay.
Bella Kotchap, who is very young, but I don't think he's start over Rudiger.
All right. Left back.
Left back, they have two options. They have Robin Gosens and
David
they
Raum.
have David Raum. Just because they are going to shift to a back three in this formation, I'm leaning towards Gosens because he's very good going forward. He's better than David Raum is. So I'd
Okay.
say Gosens for me.
Just let me just reframe this shit. Yeah. Robin Gosens. Okay. Right wing back. We're back at
They
that right
need
back
that.
situation.
I don't
Yeah.
think
So
they need
let's.
that position to do. It's just say Sula while defending Sula goes to the right back position and one of
Okay.
Kimmich and whoever the eight is going to be drops in deep.
All right. All right. I got your point. So we are not going with the back three formation, guys. Okay. So six is obviously Emre Can.
Obviously,
8 is
and
Kimmich.
Kimmich.
Attacking midfielder.
Words.
10. I mean left winger.
Musiala.
Is striker.
I really want to say Moko. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fulkrug.
Full crew. I thought you'd say Kai Havertz, and then I'd end the live altogether. 11. I mean right wing.
You can clearly see the problem Germany has in this team.
Yeah.
They don't. an out and out winger,
Yeah,
a
no pace on the
reliable out
wing.
and out winger.
True, true.
Yeah. Uh, and that's the reason Sane keeps playing.
Yeah.
That's actually the thing. You can't expect what's his name? You can't expect Gnabry to be as rapid as Sane is because
Hmm.
we know that Gnabry and Musiala, both of them, they like to move into the middle. They like to
True,
play in
true.
those
They're
half spaces.
inverted wingers.
Yeah, and
Yeah. So this is
there's no one to offer that width to them. Yeah, for me,
okay.
as bad as he is, as one-footed as he is, I think Sane would be good
Okay.
in that system. If it's not Sane, then it's I have it.
Okay. Bro,
Ah, yeah,
I'm
is it?
ending this
Let me
stream,
do
guys.
that.
Thank you for
Let
watching.
me
Yeah, I'll just make my team and then we can end the stream. I'm going with the back three. This is like a 3-4-2-1 formation, guys. Yeah, so Schlotterbeck, Rudifer. Robin goes in stats, and on the right wing position, Chan and Kimmich, obviously, and Musiala, Wirtz, Fulkrug. This would be my starting 11. If we want some kind of change, like if we decide to go with the 3-4-3 formation with two wingers, then I'd say maybe start Adiemi on, like, maybe right wing Adiemi. Yeah. Or
maybe
maybe, yeah, sorry, my bad.
Musiala can play.
Something like this.
Would that would mean playing your best player,
Hmm.
best attacking
Yeah.
player in Musiala.
Then maybe you can shift Kimmich to 6 and play Musiala at 8, where he has already played.
Hmm.
Or maybe
But
left wing back Musiala.
you could leave the center. Okay, yeah, Rudiger can cover into the region, but that would mean Nico Slotterbeck should be playing as a central center
Hmm.
back
Hmm. Yeah,
because Rudiger is a destroyer kind of player, so
true.
he can cover that space.
Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Do consider liking and subscribing.
At
So
least
this,
for Uncle's muscular arms, you have to like.
not my muscular arms, at least for my grandma. Yeah, thank you.
Bye guys, good night or good morning.